Daylight savings time. Is it primitive or progressive? Why do we even do it in the first place? According to the USA Today, we started moving our clocks forward 1 hour every spring and back 1 hour every fall in order to lower fuel costs during World War I. Once the war ended, so did the push for daylight savings time, or what the U.S. called wartime. According to ABC News, the American Academy of Sleep Medicine, amongst others, claims we should make standard time permanent across the U.S. They say it's more natural. In fact, Mexico News Daily said the bill that was passed this year in Mexico stated, "We have returned to God's time." On the opposite end of the spectrum, NPR discusses 19 U.S. states that are trying to make daylight savings time their permanent time. But politics is always making things complicated. In the National Conference of State Legislature, it says, our current policy is based on the 1966 Uniform Time Act. The U.S. Department of Transportation is responsible for the U.S. time zones and daylight savings time. Federal law does allow states to skip moving into daylight savings time in the spring and back to standard time in the fall. However, it also prohibits all states from staying on daylight savings time all year long. While there are many good things that do happen in the U.S. historically has trouble with numbers. Case in point, our current debt, which is over $10 trillion. Maybe it's time that we need to rethink daylight savings time. Consider 3 possible options. There may be more. The first option, Goldilocks was right. Goldilocks and the 3 bears. When Goldilocks found one porridge too hot and the other too cold, she simply enjoyed the one in the middle. Maybe instead of moving an hour forward and an hour back, we should simply move to 30 minutes in the middle and leave it there all year. Option number 2, maybe if we need to move into daylight savings time, we should start 2 months earlier and give ourselves a 1-minute time change every day for 60 days, so that starting on January 10th, we start to move forward by 1 minute each day. By the time we get to March 10th, we'll all be on daylight savings time. In the fall, we could just do it in the opposite direction. Number 3, why don't we take a look at how daylight savings time affects the human body, natural patterns of waking and sleeping, as well as some of the economical impacts it has by changing the clock. If we were able to record multiple factors and variables, this could lead us to a new type of daylight savings time that may not require us to move as much or at all through the year. Out of curiosity, which one of the following options do you think would be better for us as a civilization?